That's pretty much it. Like, I just want to make a difference and just leave a lasting impact in some way through podcasting. Some 16-year-old watching an 80-year-old dude interview people my age back then would probably think that's boring, but it wasn't boring to me.
Hello, my fellow Martians. My name is Harry Mars, and this is the On Mars Pod, where we take a deep dive into creative professionals, entrepreneurs, and other inspiring Martians alike.
There was always something more I wanted to do regarding quality and just the all-around look of it. Almost everyone that's been on my podcast I've met for the first time. Scared money don't make no money. I heard that somewhere, and I'm like, that's true though. Wow.
Hello, my fellow Martians. Today on Mars, we are joined for the first time a fellow podcast host here in the Valley, a mutual friend of a bunch of people that I know directly. Everybody, please welcome Austin Kelly. Thank you for being here.
How's it going? I feel so awkward now.
So this is actually the first time that Austin's ever been on a pod.
I know. You're stealing my being a guest on a podcast virginity.
Which is so funny, man, because you've done so many interviews, been doing this for a while, man, over 2 years in the interviewing game.
Yep.
We just talked about how you started your podcast about a year ago. It's about your year anniversary
like
coming up in February.
Podcast format, yeah.
Right. Where like you got a studio and like took it serious and yeah. Prime Society was episode 1, right?
Oh yes.
Hell
Good old
yeah.
Prime Society with Jay Reed, Miles, and Shy on that one.
Yeah, man. No, Prime Society. I follow them. I definitely want to get them on at some point. I don't know them personally, but they're people that are connected to other people that I know. On Mars, we take a deep dive into creative professionals, entrepreneurs, and other inspiring Martians alike. That's our whole thing here. So that's why I wanted to have you on, because you are a creative professional. You've been doing this for a while.
I try to be.
Heck yeah, man. I mean, interviewing is an art for sure. As much as people, overlook it because podcasts are so abundant now.
Oh yeah.
To be a good podcast host and to continue doing podcasts and doing interviews, you have to kind of find your format and flow, and I think it's an art for sure.
It is.
So I'm super stoked to get into this, man. So to get started, I kind of just want to touch on some of our mutuals real quick.
Let's do it.
So Chase Warren, Marcus, the Color 8, and all those guys are people that I'm friends with, which is dope, man. So I just kind of want to talk about, like, how did you meet these guys?
So it's crazy. I met Chase for the first time on the day of the podcast.
Okay.
That was the first time. And I'm like,
Yes.
literally the first thing I said to him was, I think, hey, if it isn't the sexy Chase Warren himself. And we just dabbed up like almost like we knew each other.
Heck yeah, dude. That's what's up.
And Cal, so I met Cal before I met anybody else in the Color 8.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was weird. So this was like back in 2018. I just randomly hit him up. So this was before I even did any interviews yet. So I was just hitting people up like, hey, like I'm starting to do interviews. I was wondering if you want to be like a guest for my first time doing interviews. I hit up Cal, and at first I was like, hey, let's meet up and, talk. And we met up in Phoenix. It was so long ago. I forgot like the name of the restaurant. It was like some bar or whatever. It was me and my friends Malachi and Levi, and we met up with Cal, and we just clicked from there. And like, we've been in touch ever since.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, so it's just you reaching out. And how did you get connected with Chase? Even though you met him like the day of, did you reach out to him, kind of cold call type of deal?
Pretty much, yeah. Like, I think almost everyone that's been on my podcast, I've met for the first time, like on the day of filming the podcast.
Really?
Yes.
Yo, I mean, that was one of my questions later on. So you just answered that. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, because like I told you, like this is like this. I'm pretty sure you're the third person that I met on the pod. And I guess the second person I did meet before, but I didn't it was like surface level. I just saw them at a shoot that Chase Warren was actually on.
Yeah.
His name is Burke. His episode will be right before yours, I'm pretty sure. So last week, go check it out, Burke at Maja.
Check it out.
But to meet someone for the first time in an interview setting, it's crazy. I mean, this is This is dope that it's happening, because it's almost like they're getting to see, and when I say they, the crowd, the audience is
Yeah.
getting to see the real interactions of a friendship becoming
like the real time interaction of
Yeah,
like us
crazy.
meeting for the first time. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Actually, nope. Now that I think about it, fuck. You're the fourth person because Mimi Fox, I met her like online. She's an artist as well.
You just did her.
Yeah, she recently
yeah.
came on. We recorded that back in I think October. But yeah, she was just recently on, and yeah, she was another person that like I only knew her through the internet. And then when she came over, first time meeting. So it was just cool because we even talked about it at the end. It's like to be able to have this interaction and become friends live.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool, man.
Yeah. So when I met Cal too, so I met him for the first time, like I said, at the bar, and then he came on for the interview. I've interviewed him like 4 times. So, and we've stayed connected ever since. And one of the few guests that I've met on the day of like a interview recording that I've kept in touch with for a while has been, I think, Lauren Case, and who else? Cal, obviously, and then I've interviewed other members of the Color 8. We've always been in touch. Prime Society. I first met Prime Society at Cal's house.
Oh, really?
For his birthday.
It was like a party? Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I met Prime Society at Cal's house, and they were so dope instantly. I'm like, hey, we got to connect. And like a year later, had him on. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. No, I love that you put yourself out there. And I think that's part of running something like this. And
Oh, yeah.
I love what you're doing with the Austin Kelly show, man. You've been doing
Check
it.
Check it out.
Yeah, go check out Austin Kelly show, the Austin Kelly show.
The Austin Kelly show.
On Instagram, on YouTube, all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, again, this is the first podcast host we've ever had on. First other podcast in the Valley that we've ever had.
And soon I gotta have you on too.
Yes, I'd love to come on.
Yeah.
Yes, that will be my first guest appearance on a podcast if that happens.
So I'd be stealing your virginity too.
That's right.
We'll be stealing
popping each other's cherries.
There we go. Just like, there we go.
So real quick to preface, Austin does this thing on his show where he asks his guests what they want to drink, and he brings it on for them. So I did the same thing for Austin. I said, I know you got a thing, so I want to do it for you too. Because generally we're drinking Fiji water on the On Mars pod. We're trying to get that motherfucking sponsor.
There we go.
But Austin messaged me and said, let's get naked. And I said, pause. And he said, the drink.
The drink, not actually naked.
So,
even though we are stealing each other's virginities, but I mean...
Pause, bro. So Naked Juice, shout out to you. We got the Blue Machine here today.
It's really good, actually.
It's classic, healthy, good for us.
You want to cheers?
Yeah, dude. Let's cheers, man.
Cheers.
The official cheers, man. So thank you again for coming on. Great recommendation, man. But yeah, I love what you're doing, and I'm stoked to get into this, brother.
This is my I recorded a podcast earlier before coming here, actually. So this is my second studio session of the day.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Grind doesn't stop.
Grind doesn't stop.
So I like to kind of preface all of my guests with a little bit of a backstory, just to kind of get an origin of what you guys are up to.
Right.
So did you grow up in Arizona?
My whole life.
Okay. So you were born, what city?
Mesa. So we grew up in West Mesa, I want to say. So we grew up not in the best neighborhood, like below middle class neighborhood, but yeah, West Mesa. And then we moved out of that area into East Mesa when I was like 3 or 4, something like that. Yeah.
Was it pretty deep east, or how far did you go?
Not far, like 20-ish minutes away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
Hell yeah, man. Are you living in the East Valley still? Now?
Yes, in the East Valley still. Yes.
Okay. Heck
yes.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Now I've in the 10 years that I've been here, I've bounced around so many different places, bro. But it's like, it's cool that you can be anywhere in the valley within like 20 minutes.
Like everything is so close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a big city, but everything's contained in that Metro Phoenix area.
Oh yeah.
So growing up in Mesa, what was the early days like influences around you? Were you into media like music, movies, TV? Were those your influences early?
Ooh. So my first influences that I liked regarding like TV or anything, WWE.
No way.
WWE.
Dude, fuck yeah. Man, I remember
being like 5, 6 4 years old even. I think the first memory I have of like watching WWE was The Rock versus Stone Cold. Like literally that's my first memory.
Wow.
Yeah.
What an iconic match, dude.
Yeah. I could even tell you the event of it too. It was Backlash 1999, I think.
Wow. Is this when it was still WWF?
Still WWF, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang. So are you still a fan today?
Yes, actually. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I love that because I remember back in the days when they were really heavy on the video games. I used to play N64.
Oh yeah.
WWF games and like I think they had like NWO was like the New World Order.
NWO,
and like Raw.
Oh yeah.
All that stuff.
Raw is War, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a whole culture. And it was as a kid, like I had no idea that it was fake. And I just saw it as super entertaining. So that's cool that was one of your first influences, bro.
I mean, especially being a little kid and then seeing how raunchy it was back then too. It's like, now I know what's wrong with me. So,
Hey, Martians, real quick. I appreciate you taking the time to listen or watch wherever you are in the world. Over the last few months, the Martian family has grown so much. I could not be more thankful for all of my guests and every single one of you who continue to tune in every single week. Subscribers, ratings, likes, and comments all help us grow here on Mars. And it would mean the world. If you haven't already, please go to onmarspod.com/subscribe to subscribe on YouTube. Like and leave a comment, rate us on Spotify. All this good stuff helps keep the engine running to inspire Martians all over the world. P.S. Follow us on Instagram @onmarspod. Okay, let's get back to it. Yeah, I recently heard The Rock on Joe Rogan's podcast. They had like a 3-hour fucking episode.
I know.
It's crazy.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to watch long episodes like that.
Yeah, just throw them on and pick up where you left off later.
Right.
But he was talking about his like introduction and how he was like doing like backyard wrestling kind of shit, which is crazy.
Don't get me started on that. I did the same thing too. Actually, Jack and I had a small back and forth conversation about how we both love wrestling actually. On Instagram, we were talking about it. And we were talking
Jack Vanderpool.
Yep. Yeah. We were talking about how crazy we both were as kids with the wrestling. Like growing up, me and my brothers would perform moves on each other and like
Stone Cold Stunners.
Yeah. I would get on top of a ladder and put like plywood stacked on 2 chairs and then pretend like I was Jeff Hardy and did a swanton moment. Yeah.
And you would go through the plywood?
Like the actual plywood. That's how crazy I was. And I think that's why I have neck issues to this day. So yeah.
But just picturing a kid doing that is crazy.
My dad's like, you're going to feel that when you're older. And I am actually. So
it's like, yeah, I do got
he wasn't wrong.
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy. So WWF, WWE, were you influenced by like popular culture or movies or music or anything like that as well? Or was it just mainly like that live events?
Yeah. So what's funny, as I got a little older, like high school years, I started to really gain interest in interviewing or journalism, podcasting, whatever. Before podcasts were a thing back then,
right.
But like interviewing in a sense. Like, do you know Larry King?
Of course.
Yeah. So Larry King, he was one of my people that I've watched and would try to emulate growing up. And he used to have a CNN show, so I would always love seeing his shows, who he would interview. This dude's interviewed everybody. I mean, he's no longer with us, sadly, but he's interviewed everybody. Like, you could name a person and he's interviewed them, like Martin Luther King, Michael Jackson, Barack Obama. Like, he's interviewed all of them. And that's why it's like, I want to be like that. I want to like try to interview as much people as possible.
Wow. So even in high school, you were watching Larry King.
I know, like some 16-year-old watching an 80-year-old dude interview people. People would my age back then would probably think that's boring, but it wasn't boring to me.
Dude, absolutely. Yeah. Well, he's iconic.
He's iconic. He's suspenders and all.
Yeah. Absolutely. And he's the one that had like the map behind him and shit like that. With the lights.
Yeah, the lights in the background. Yeah, on CNN.
Yeah, I feel like he's in that realm of like Howard Stern's as well, where like they were kind of doing this podcast stuff, I guess interviewing on like a long form, like a long format before podcasts even existed.
Right.
And it was all radio, which was like, satellite radio.
That's
XM.
how Larry King started, was just on the radio, and then he became an on-air personality. So yeah.
Yeah, man. Like before it was video. But it's cool that you had those early influence. So then even if you weren't necessarily doing it from like a research standpoint at the time, you were taking inspiration from Larry King and kind of seeing how he asked questions and his flow and his timing and just what questions he was asking and all that.
Quick story too, actually. So after he left CNN, he still did interviewing. So like he retired from like CNN and then he decided to do his own show again on this website, aura.tv. He had his own show on there called Larry King Now. I would always submit questions for him to use for his guests all the time.
Really? How old were you at this point?
So he stopped doing CNN when I was, I think, still in high school. It was like maybe 17, 18. So like as soon as I was maybe graduating, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So I was still really young. But then he started that aura.tv show like maybe a year after CNN. And on his social media or on the page, on the Larry King Now page, they would say, "Oh, do you have any questions for the guests? We're interviewing, Dennis Miller or 50 Cent, whatever." And I would always submit questions like, "Oh, like I forgot what I used for 50 Cent." That was the first question that Larry King used. So like he said my name, like Austin Kelly asked, blah, 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 blah. And he used my questions like maybe 20 times for different guests.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, Larry King just said my name. This is the same man that's interviewed Michael Jackson. I'm like, what?
Do you have clips of that? You should like have your own.
I saved clips.
Yeah, I was like, you should have your own little like file of like.
I do. Like, trust me, I do.
Yo.
Yeah,
especially fucking Larry King. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, he used my question for 50 Cent. This comedian Dennis Miller, Carlton from Fresh Prince.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name? Ribeiro.
Right. Yeah. Alfonso
Ribeiro.
Yeah. Yep. And like multiple others. So yeah.
Dude, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's basically direct connect to Larry King, a legend.
Yeah. And another quick thing too. So he passed away like 2 years ago. I want to say 3 years ago, something like that. And I was heartbroken because I really wanted to interview Larry King. It's like that was my dream, man. I want to interview Larry King.
Wow.
But shortly after he passed away, I think I messaged one of his producers for the Larry King Now show. And I'm like, I think I said like, "Oh, I'm just so sorry that he passed away. He was always like an inspiration," stuff like that. And she recognized my name because I think she was the one that like took my questions and then just gave it to Larry King on his table. And she's like, "Oh my God, Austin Kelly, like he always appreciated you just cooperating or not cooperating, but participating.
Yeah.
Participating in the episodes, submitting your questions. Like he really appreciated you." I'm like, oh, that was validation right there, man. I never got to meet him or interview him, but I felt like I knew him virtually in a sense. But
yeah, you're connected, dude.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's so cool, man. Yeah. That makes sense that he was one of your inspirations. How long after high school were you trying to start getting into interviewing while you were still in high school? Or when did you start doing interviews?
I've always wanted to do interviews. It was just trying to find the right time, I guess. Yeah, it was crazy. I've always had talented friends. So sometimes I would like ask my friends, "Hey, you want to do an interview?" I interviewed my friends Malachi and Levi recently, actually. They were like my best friends. Like we lived together and that's a whole nother story, but it was fun living with them actually. They recently moved to LA. So congrats to them.
I think I saw clips from that one. One of them had a Thrasher shirt on.
Yeah, Levi. Yeah, Levi. Yeah. They recently moved to LA. And I'm going to visit them at the end of this month. Anyways, I'm like changing topics all of a sudden. But yeah, I started doing interviewing in 2018, but I always wanted to do it before that. But it was just like trying to find the right time. Like, how am I going to get these guests? Like, how am I going to ask people? And then I noticed there was like kind of a scene out here in Phoenix, like a music scene in Phoenix. And I'm like, oh, like this seems cool. Like I know the Color 8, they were kind of popping at that time, and I kind of just knew of them through social media. And that's when I asked Cal, like, "Hey, let's do an interview."
Right.
And then Danielle Durack was one of the first ones too that I wanted to interview. So I interviewed her at the Marquee. So yeah, it was just first asking music artists because I feel like a lot of them are just so easygoing and just so down to do anything. So I asked a lot of music artists, and yeah, they came on, and that's kind of how it started.
And when you got started with the interviews, did you have like a plan for like the format or like branding or anything like that? Or you just like, I just want to do interviews and then just like put them on as my Austin Kelly YouTube channel? Or what, did you have an idea to like start like a name for it or anything like that?
It was the vibe before the Austin Kelly show.
Ooh,
The vibe.
The vibe.
The vibe. Yeah.
The vibe with Austin Kelly, or just the
Yeah.
vibe?
Just the vibe.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And Levi made me a logo. The one that was wearing the Thrasher shirt, he made me the logo for that.
Okay.
And we did my first ever batch of interviews in Gilbert at this event center. And that was my first time ever doing any interviews. And that was under the Vibe name. And that was back in 2018.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
Mhm.
So this was before you had the idea to make it an official pod.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then did you switch the name when you made it a pod? Is that kind of...
Yeah, when I made it a podcast format with the studio that I'm in now, that's when the name change happened. Yeah.
Okay. So, man, I mean, it's been 6 years since you started doing interviews.
6 years, yeah. And then,
Damn.
I know, it's been a while. So 6 years, I did it at the event center. And then after that, I moved to a coffee shop in Sip Coffee in Phoenix. Did a couple interviews there. Then the Marquee. And then COVID happened. And then after COVID, I waited for the right moment. Podcast studio. Boom.
Nice,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
I think at the coffee place, that's where you did Jessica Slate, right?
Oh, dude, yeah. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
She's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, she's blown up in the past like couple years now too.
Yeah, when I interviewed her then, I think she only had like maybe 5,000-6,000 followers, but now she has like 20,000, 30,000.
Yeah, she's like working with I think Torrey Craig.
Yeah, Torrey Craig. Yeah,
she's like directly part of his team, and yeah, because I follow her on Insta because she's connected to a bunch of those Suns people that I'm connected to. So I just like saw her keep popping up, and yeah, when I was like I was watching some episodes and I was like, oh shoot, this is like classic, and it's so funny because you guys are just outside. It just seems like a little bit more like low key type of deal. Yeah. So you got to have her back on now that it's like, official.
Yeah, I want to actually too. Well, it's funny, during COVID actually, like, so when people weren't allowed to like see each other.
Yeah.
I did FaceTime interviews for a while.
Oh, really? Like on your phone?
Yeah,
or
like from
on
the phone,
Zoom?
like from the phone. And I did 4 or 5 of them, I want to say. And Jessica Slate was one of those interviews, but I got rid of all of them because they just didn't look good. So yeah, it was just, I still wanted to do interviews. I just didn't know how, and I didn't know how to work the Zoom thing. So it was just like a FaceTime thing. And yeah, anyways.
Yeah, for sure. No,
Yeah.
that's tough. I mean, doing everything on the phone too. It's,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's different.
But I still want her again, like officially under the podcast format. So
Have you reached out?
not yet.
Hell yeah.
I
Dude.
got to though.
You guys still connected?
Yeah. Yeah, we are. I got to reach out because, like I said, I want to interview her soon. So yeah.
No, I think that would be a big episode for you, man. You guys would
Mhm.
have a lot to talk about now, especially since it's kind of like it's been a few years since you talked to her.
We were babies back then too. Back
Yeah.
in, I think that was 2019 when I interviewed her. Yeah.
In front of the coffee house?
At the coffee house. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. No, I when I watched it, I was like, it's crazy to see like where it was then to then like now
I
see where it's
know.
at. It's like,
Yeah.
hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I
No,
love it.
she's inspiring, just watching her growth. Very inspiring, just like how much she's grown since then. Yeah.
Dude, I love that.
Yeah.
So 6 years in the game, man.
Still growing.
So when did you graduate, by the way?
2014.
2014. Okay,
Yes.
cool. So we're similar in age. I graduated 2013. So growing up, did your parents always have like support for whatever you wanted to do? Was it kind of like that type of situation, or were they kind of like, yeah, you should be a doctor, be a lawyer, or something like that?
It's funny. So my dad has 6 kids. I'm the last of them.
Okay.
He's 70 years old now, or almost 70. My oldest sibling is 52, 53. So we started really young.
Damn.
So because of that, the whole point of that is I don't want to say he gave up on me, because obviously he loves me and cares about me, obviously. But in regards to what I do, like all he told me was follow your strengths and just be happy. That's it. So like,
Hey, well, that's good.
whatever makes me happy, or just, hey, if I'm doing well, that's all he cares about. So
Yeah, man.
like, he never was hard on me. Like, oh, you got to do this. You got to go to college. You got to do blah, blah, blah. Like he suggested it, but he never was like hard on me for trying to follow a certain path or anything like that.
Good. I mean, I feel like that's in support in itself, where it's just
Mm.
like, if it makes you happy, if you can make some money, go for it. That
And
type of deal.
he's older. He's 70. He's been through fucking a whole lot in his life. So I think
Yeah.
when I started getting older, he was just like, hey, you just got to do what you got to do. Just be happy and don't fuck up.
Yeah, don't fuck up.
Don't fuck
Classic.
up. Yeah.
What about your mom? Was she involved?
Yeah. So she didn't have the 6 kids. So it's me and my older brother, like the second youngest, just from our mom, and
Right.
then my dad had 2 kids with the other 2 moms. So it's like 2
Okay.
kids with one, 2 kids with the other, then me and my brother now.
Okay.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. But my mom, she's same way. Supportive, never really pushed me to do anything. So
Are they still out here in the valley?
still out here in the valley, yes. And
yeah.
right now, yeah, they support me. They support me with what I'm doing. And I even told them the other night, like, hey, like I'm interviewing Sam from the format from my favorite band. They're like, oh, no way, that's so cool, blah, blah, blah. So
Yeah.
they're very, very proud to see that. So
Cool, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good to have their support and
Yes.
you know, not asking like, well, how much money is it making you? You know, like that type of stuff.
Well, my dad asked, are you making money? I'm like, not yet. That's the goal though. Not yet.
Yeah. It's like we gotta build it first.
And my dad's like, when are you gonna have me on? I'm like, well, not yet. I gotta wait till like I'm more on before I could make that risk. Sorry, Dad.
No, I think I'm sure that would be a fun episode.
Yeah.
I definitely have plans to bring my parents on at some point, but
Mhm.
I think that would be a fun thing to interview your parents.
I know, right? Yeah, that would be interesting, especially because my dad's a character. So
Dude, fuck yeah.
Vietnam veteran.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, Vietnam veteran.
Dang, so he would have some stories, dude.
Growing up, let's just say growing up wasn't easy though. But as I got older, he kind of gave up. But growing up, he was still young enough to like be stern and woo.
Yeah,
But
military type
oh yeah,
upbringing.
military. But like as he got older, he was just like he had to take a step back.
Yeah.
So I got lucky in that standpoint.
He's like, once you're in high school, good luck, son.
Good luck, son. Good luck. Yeah. No, he was one of those parents. I remember specifically one day, and I was super young, so I don't know the reason. I don't remember the reason why. Like, I don't know who got in trouble, like out of the siblings. It was me, my brother, and then we had our other brother, and then our other sister. It was 4 of us that lived in that house at once for a while.
With mom and dad as well?
Yes.
Oh,
And
wow.
I was like 4 years old, 3 years old. I forgot what happened because I was obviously so young, but like someone fucked up. And my dad was like, he's one of those people back then. He was like, if one fucks up, everyone pays.
Everyone gets in trouble.
And even
Yeah,
me at 3
yeah.
years old, he made us do like crazy yard work. And even me at 3 or 4 years old, he made me, obviously like he wasn't having me do anything crazy, but he was like making me pick up trash or whatever. So
Yeah.
So even then at 4, he didn't really hold back. So
Dude, that's pretty funny just to think about like a 3-year-old.
yeah. So I didn't have it
Doing chores.
easy. I didn't have it easy. So.
Hey, man. Well, it's like everyone's story as a kid makes them who they become as
I was
adults,
happy to
for
move
sure.
out though.
Did you move out at 18?
So I moved out. Oh God, that's another story in itself. But I moved out when I was 20, pretty late, like 24-ish,
Okay. that's what's up.
25, I think it was around there.
So only a few years ago.
Yeah, 24-ish. I'm 28 now, but
Yeah.
24-ish. Moved in with my brother, Malachi and Levi. They were like, "Oh, is he gonna get into it?" I'm not gonna get into it. No. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into it. But
Cool.
that didn't end well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Was this like your older brother or like one of your closer siblings in age?
The second youngest, so
Oh,
with the
okay,
same
so-
mom. Yeah.
Okay. Very nice.
It didn't end well. I moved in with my brother with Malachi and then Levi, my best friends, for a little bit. Didn't end well. They
Oh, all 4 of you guys lived together then?
at
for
one
a
point,
second?
or I
Yeah.
think it was me, my brother, and Malachi actually. But
Okay.
Malachi and Levi lived with my brother too for a little bit.
Oh, wow. Dang.
But anyways,
Yeah.
didn't end well. I moved back in with my parents for a little bit to like figure something out because it was crazy what happened.
Totally.
And then me, Malachi, and Levi lived together in Gilbert, and it was awesome because after what happened, like we just kind of came together and did a lot. Like they started doing music, and for a while there too, I even did a few episodes at the house, kind of like this
Okay.
at our house. I only did 2. Do you know Anna and Corbett? DJ Orbit Corbett?
Nope.
Nope. Well, they came on a couple times, or Anna came on once, DJ Orbit Corbett came on once, and those actually were the 2 last interviews under the Vibe name.
Okay. And those were at the house.
Those were at the house, and Malachi, I think, helped with the camera work too. So
Was
and
this 2019 then or
So-
2020?
I moved in with my brother. I was like 24, I think. Yeah, 24, something like that. It was like 2019, I think it was.
Okay.
we stayed with my brother for like 6, 7 months, 8 months.
And
Almost
then
a
during
year.
COVID, you were living with Levi and Malachi,
Uh,
like when that whole lockdown happened.
fuck, like my memory's fucked. Moved back in with my parents after that whole mess happened for a little bit, and then moved in with Malachi and Levi in 2021.
Okay, so this is post COVID.
Yeah, post-COVID. Right, yeah, post-COVID.
Okay,
Yeah. So, but yeah,
nice, dude.
yeah, my memory's fucked up. COVID kind of fucked up everything.
Hey, well, I'm sure it felt good to be able to move out of the house, even if you had to move out a little later. Like, I'm sure that even more so felt good to like be able to be on your own and have a space.
And fun fact, actually, so I plan on moving to California soon.
Really?
Yes. I'm all whispering. I don't know why I'm whispering.
Is that, did you just release some
I kind of
confidential information?
well, no.
Does anyone know this?
No.
So this is a On Mars Pod
Well,
exclusive.
who does know besides Malachi and Levi? I don't think no one knows besides them.
Hey, well, now
Well,
everyone that watches the pod knows.
Martin, the dude that, and we got to talk about Martin here soon. But actually, yeah, Martin, the one that, the owner of AZ Pod, he knows about it too. So but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's I guess let's just real quick get into that.
Yeah.
Real fast. Are you going to move in with Levi and Malachi? Is that kind of the deal?
I want to, but no. So I don't know yet. The whole goal is to move in with my sister in California. She lives in San Diego. She doesn't know that I'm going to ask her yet. So, but like, I think she would be very down. Just got to get the living situation figured out. And then, yeah, and I want to be closer to Malachi and Levi too, because they're my best friends. I feel lonely out here without them, guys. Come on.
Damn.
I know, I feel lonely.
So when are you planning on doing
Hopefully
that?
this summer.
Okay.
Yeah, like end of spring, early summer. But I would still be back and forth a lot too.
Yeah,
So
it's right there.
I got my dog here. So
Oh, sure. Is that your parents' house?
yeah, my dog's 14.
Yeah.
So she's grown up at that house her whole life. So if I could, I would take my dog with me.
Yeah.
But she's at that
too
age,
old,
you know, yeah. But I think she'd be one of the main reasons why I would come back and forth a lot. So
Yeah.
yeah.
If it wasn't for her, I'd be like, all right, I'll
be
see
back.
you guys.
I'd
see you guys
be-
twice a year.
Yeah, literally, yeah, like twice a year, yeah. Yeah.
So, so do you have some sort of like day job type of deal right now, or like what are you doing to keep the lights on?
So I do care providing for special needs and autistic clients, autism clients. Yeah.
Okay. How
Yeah.
do you get into that?
Honestly, it first started off with me doing senior care,
Okay.
and that was really hard. I only did it for like I think barely a year, if that.
At like a center or something like that, or
It was through this company called Home Instead Care, and I would go to their actual homes.
oh, okay.
And they'd need like someone there to like, help them with their pills, like, with their schedule with their pills,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And then I don't want to get into details on why I quit, but yeah, let's just say I had to clean up a poopy mess on the floor, and I'm like, this ain't right, man. So
that's saying a lot without saying much.
yeah, I know exactly right. So, and I'm like, what can I do that's in the same realm but a little easier? And I'm like, oh well, special needs and autism clients, they always need someone there for them, and been doing it for 6 years now, ever since I started doing interviewing.
Really?
Yeah, 6 years.
So with
Yeah.
the same company?
Yeah, actually with the same company. Yeah. So it's great. I love the company. I love my clients. They're like a second family to me. Some of my clients are. So yeah.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
I wanted to ask because, you've been running this pod for a while, and obviously there's some investments that come with that.
Yes.
So to have like an income to be
Mhm.
able to fund your dreams, it's super important. And
Mhm.
investing in yourself is one of the biggest things you can do as a creative person. So
Oh yeah. If you don't invest in yourself, like what's the saying? Scared money don't make no money. that I heard that somewhere, and I'm like, that's true though.
dude, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was like in a rap.
I think so.
So-
Yeah. Scared money don't make no money.
Yeah, scare money don't make none, bro.
Yeah.
Like, straight up.
Mhm.
Yeah. But so you got to spend money to get money, and you have to
Yes.
spend money to build things. And
Yes.
so like you wouldn't have a pod in a nice studio if you didn't have the funds to be able to fund
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Trust me. Yeah. I mean, I've had my struggles. Still not bad, but like a year ago, it was a struggle. But hey, making ends meet.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, And you're still young, so
Still
there's
young.
still
That's
a
the thing.
lot that you can do and figure out where it'll be coasting for when you're later. So we talked about this off camera a little bit, but starting on the Austin Kelly show in February of last year, when did you really like start to figure out like you want to take it seriously? Before you officially started, what was like the moment that you were basically like, okay, it's time. I have to put this on video, like professionally. I want to call it the Austin Kelly Show. I want to do podcasting. Like, when did that happen?
So like the actual what I'm doing now,
Yeah, basically, like, when did you have that epiphany of like, I got to change it up?
the
The
format of
format. Yeah, like when did you realize like I want to do the podcast versus the vibe?
It's kind of funny. So when we did the 2 episodes at our house, and Malachi and Levi were helping out with that, they were great interviews. Like Anna and Corbett, they're amazing people. But I just knew there was always something more I wanted to do regarding quality and just the all around look of it. And I'm like, I gotta change it up. This ain't it. Like this ain't it. Like, right? Like as a creative, like this ain't it. You gotta like change it. And it was almost like a 180 change from those interviews to what I'm doing now. So I just decided, because I was kind of like I don't know if you want to call it like an old school type of way of doing interviews, like a Larry King type of way, I guess. I always vision myself kind of doing something like that. But I started realizing, okay, like in order for me to get like certain guests that I want to get, or, just to build a name for myself,
right,
it has to look professional nowadays. Like you just kind of got to invest in it. And so I just took the leap, and it's funny actually. So I looked around at a few places. I'm like, hey, like I would talk to them, I would email them, call them like, hey, so like what's going on with your place? Like, how much are you guys paying for? Blah, 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 stuff like that. Some of them would take like a week to respond back. Some of them would take 2 weeks to email me back, blah, blah, blah. I hit up AZ Pod Studios.
Right.
I first researched them. I'm like, oh, what is this place? Because they were new, actually.
Yeah.
They started in 2020, but they didn't like launch officially till I think 2021, if I'm not mistaken.
Because of COVID, probably.
Yeah, COVID, yeah. And I looked at them and I'm like, oh, this seems cool. And I'm on their website and I'm scrolling through their website, and they have this section on their website. Oh, like contact us if you're interested for a tour, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I write them a message on the website, and I shit you not, like 10 fucking seconds later, I get a phone call after I messaged AZ Pod Studio. I'm like,
they were waiting for your message.
And
bro.
I was with my client when I did it, because sometimes I have time in between clients.
Right.
And I get a phone call right after that. I'm like, this can't, like, what? So I answer it and I'm like, hello. And he's like, hey, this is Martin with AZ Pod. I'm like, what the fuck? And I even told him over the phone, like, that's fucking quick. Like, and he's like, yeah, like we're starting, and like the best thing is communication, blah, blah, blah. And he already won me over from that.
Yeah.
Just
being
10 seconds in.
Right.
Yeah. So, and that's when I started my journey at AZ Pod Studio.
Dude, I love that, man.
Yeah,
and that's a big deal. Like to have someone hit you back and be receptive to your inquiries so fast. It's almost like he was like refreshing. Like once I get a message,
like he's just looking and like refreshing.
Yeah.
When I'm gonna get someone.
Right. Exactly. I mean, especially like as a startup, like you want to be that guy that's reliable, and you want to be someone that's quality and also a human. You don't want to feel like you're messaging something and then it just gets lost in the void.
That's what it felt like with other places. It's like, damn, like sometimes they never responded back, or it took 2 weeks. It was just like, I don't have time to wait, man. Come on.
It's like, I'm trying to pay you.
And I'm trying to start now. Yeah, like literally.
Yeah, dude. No, that's cool. So that's when you met Martin.
Yeah, so obviously, so he called me and I'm like, hey, so I have time on, I think, it was a weekend I met him. And I just asked if I could tour the place, because I also want to look at a place visually first before investing any money into it.
Totally.
And walked around, and he showed me around. I loved it. This was actually at a different building. So
really,
currently this is a new building that they invested in. But even at the older building, I loved it too. So I liked the vibe of it. It was awesome. Did like 10 episodes there, and then they moved over to the current building where it's at now. And yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, very awesome.
Hell yeah, man. It's cool that you've been able to stay with the same guys for 2 years plus now at this
Yeah.
point. You know, if you started with them in 2021.
Yeah, very trustworthy people. Yeah. 2022.
2022 officially. Okay,
Yeah,
cool. So
yeah.
going on 2 years. But yeah, I mean, that's
Oh shit, yeah, you're right.
it's
Yeah.
super important to have like quality like to be like, because they do quality really well, it seems like, just based off of what I see them producing. So just the set design is great, the lighting is great, cameras are obviously great, 4K 6K type deals.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, so I feel like that's important for you as a creative to see all that and be like, yes, they got it, especially because you're not necessarily doing the editing and the production behind the scenes. So it's important to have someone that you can rely on.
Yeah, because I think, it was just kind of hard to rely on like my friends to like edit an interview. So I'm like, well, if I just pay someone else to do it, like an actual company, it would be weight off their shoulders. And I'm just more of a on-camera personality type. So like, I mean, I could always try to learn to do the editing and stuff, but I mean, I think it's just easier to have someone else do it.
For sure. Yeah. And I mean,
and I praise you for doing all of this. It's crazy.
Hey, I appreciate it, dude. But it's like, I think to that point though, it's almost like when you start delegating tasks to people that are well-versed in those things.
And that's their job.
That's when you really can scale and build a team. And that's like the biggest thing about building a successful brand or like company is to have people in place that can run things, so that way it's not like a one-man show. And I think a lot of success stories where people are like self-starters, self-founders, they talk about when they made that shift and brought people on and put people in position to run things, and how that allowed everybody to rise together.
Right.
So I think that's really important for you to kind of have that almost take your pride out of it. Because I know a lot of people are like, I want to do it myself, whether that be from like because I want to say I did it all myself, or because I don't want to spend any money.
Right. Exactly.
Because it could be both for sure. But for you to say, not only am I going to invest in the production, but I'm also going to invest in the editing and all of that, and then I'll just deal with promotion.
I mean, I'll still edit like the reels and stuff myself, but that's easy.
Right.
Yeah, that's easy.
Once you have the full,
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but that's another thing too, where it's like kind of, you guys take care of that, and then I'll do this. It's like kind of, that's still part of like the team thing. So then they don't need to edit your clips, but you already have like a nice full mixed edit, everything's synced up. So all you gotta do is just add captions and find the best parts.
Yeah. And to answer your question earlier, like, oh, how'd you find out that you want to start taking seriously under the podcast format? The audio thing was an issue too.
Okay.
So there was 2 instances at Sip Coffee a long time ago. In 2019, I interviewed this fitness model, Felicia Romero. I love saying the name, Felicia Romero. She was so nice, like super nice. Yeah, she's awesome. During that interview at Sip Coffee, it was outside, obviously, and it was in February. The weather was not our friend, and we had like clip-on mics.
Right.
And there was a lot of static noise, a lot of clipping, and thankfully some of the interview was usable, but it was so bad. Like, you could have a good looking interview, but if you have bad audio, it's almost like, what's the point?
Totally.
Of putting it up.
Absolutely.
But I risked it and still put it up, because like at that time, she was like one of my like my first bigger guests, So I'm like, I still got to put this up for, like just the name recognition in itself, right? And then when we did the 2 interviews at our house, and they just still didn't look the way I wanted it to look, I thought of that time too, just thinking like, okay, these interviews aren't looking how I want them to look. And then like the audio issue too, because we had other audio issues with those 2 interviews at the house, and it's like, I just need a team behind me to do these things. So so that way it's not solely on me. So
yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah, so that's kind of when I like really started taking it seriously. I started looking around, and I'm like, yeah. And then AZ Pod, like quality, yes, you want to have all that, invest in it, but at the same time, I think that's also more important is, can you trust your team that you're with? And I trust AZ Pod. Like, the people that work there at AZ Pod, they are like some of the dopest people I've ever met. So yeah, that's very important.
Absolutely, you're right, man. That's half of it, and that's kind of like in that world of just being a good person type of deal.
Yeah.
Like, because if you're a good person, people can feel energies, especially when you get into almost like a business relationship with these people.
Yeah.
You can tell who's like in it because they love it or in it just to take your money.
Exactly. And Martin, he just loves what he does. Like I think obviously he wants to make money, but like, taking money from his customers is like the last thing he thinks about, in my opinion. Like, he just loves what he does, and he loves being there, filming the podcast and learning from the podcasts.
Absolutely.
Episodes. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think a good way to put that is that he enjoys the process of providing value.
He loves it.
Before taking people's money and just shitting all over it, or just doing the bare minimum type of deal, which I think says a lot about him as an owner. And it's probably the reason why they were able to scale to the point where they were able to get a new studio and have multiple podcasts coming in and out of that studio. And I think we were kind of briefly talking about this before the pod as well, how podcast studios just recently over the last few years have really made a scene for themselves, and that's a whole market now.
Would you say like podcasting is oversaturated nowadays?
I would say yes and no. I think because of the ability to put something out there has become on a really basic consumer level. It's easy to start a podcast. It's hard to continue a podcast and stay passionate.
It's harder to continue a podcast than to start one, in my opinion.
100%.
Yeah.
And and the idea of having a podcast for a lot of people is really cool. And the idea of just being able to turn a couple cameras on and turn some mics on is cool. But I think a lot of people figure out really early on that it's actual work.
Yeah.
And it's not easy necessarily unless you have people doing it all for you. So, but there's like some people that I know personally that I'm not necessarily like friends with, but I've seen them want to start a podcast and potentially even film an episode or two, and it dies because they never really had the passion to continue. They only wanted the feeling of making one. You know, they wanted
like almost
to
doing it for fun, in a sense.
Kind of, but I think there's something to be said about like, because there's some people that do it for fun, but they continue doing it because they love it.
Yeah,
and it's a good time for them. Versus someone that wants to start it because they think it'd be fun, then they realize how much work it is, and then they quit because it was never really like something that they enjoyed to begin with, like after they started it. So I think to answer your question, yes, it's saturated, but I think there's enough good podcasts out there that it's like, I think it's a beautiful thing that it's saturated, because like people like you and I can start a pod with pretty, low barriers to entry.
Yeah. And
create platforms for ourselves. And that's really like something I've always been about, is DIY, and just I've always been in the music scene and the media and all that stuff. That's how I know majority of the guests that I've even had on.
Yeah.
So to be able to have a platform like that, I'm grateful. So yes, it's saturated, but it
takes a lot to keep it going.
That's Consistency, man. And there's so many good podcasts that are big people that have teams, that I think that's the reason why people want to start their own podcast, because of the Joe Rogans, the Theo Vaughns, the, Kill Tonys of the world, like all of those guys that are doing it on a high level, like they make it seem easy.
You could almost kind of tell too, depending like who the host is, if they're doing it strictly just for clout purposes or just because they love it and they're taking it seriously because they love it.
Yeah, for sure.
And that kind of resonates a little bit to the audience, or even the guests sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a very good point. And
Yeah.
when you're watching it, you can kind of tell like,
Yeah.
okay, like
Yeah.
what's the point of this?
I know there. What's the point? Yeah. Like, I interviewed Sorry X recently. Do you know who she is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I know of her through Chase.
Yeah,
'Cause
Chase.
Chase
Yeah.
was doing a lot of work with her.
And Cash.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
Yep, yep,
Cash.
yep.
Sorry X. You know what's funny? So I interviewed her like a month ago, I think it was, or 2 months ago. And I had a great time. She was super awesome. But for some reason during the interview, I just felt off. Like I felt like internally it wasn't my best work, but it was still a great time. She was awesome. But I asked her after we stopped recording, and I never do this. I'm like, so what did you think of the interview? Like, please give me your honest opinion. Like, was it great? Like, what do you think? Like, rate it for me. Cause I fell off, and I never ask a guest this, but I asked her and she's like, honestly, it was probably the best interview I've ever done. Like I can tell that you take it seriously and you love doing what you're doing. I'm like, I kind of like was in shock. I'm like, oh wow, I didn't know I did that good a job, but I guess I did. So
Dude,
yeah,
I love that. And
Yeah.
it's almost like, I mean, we're our own worst critics always.
yeah,
But I love that you said that, because it's almost like in the moment, you're like, I'm bombing.
that's what I felt like. That's what it felt like during the interview.
Right.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, when people are like, tell you like, that was amazing. And it kind of goes with like music too. Like when you
Mhm.
feel like you're not doing well, or like, I could have done that better or
Mhm.
whatever. And then someone tells you, oh, that was so amazing. It's almost like, was it? Like,
Yeah, like, really? It's kind of a weird feeling, actually.
it's beautiful, man.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, it almost shows that like people see things in you that you might not see in yourself in the moment.
Yeah, my friends Malachi and Levi, they would come to a lot of those interviews, and they were there for the Sorry X one, just watching it like behind the scenes.
Okay.
And I even asked them like, "What do you guys think?" And they're like, and they've been to a lot of them,
Right.
and they even said like, "Bro, that was like one of your best ones that I've seen. Like it flowed so well." I'm like, "Oh fuck, all right." Like I guess that's 3 people telling me that. So
Yo,
I mean, shit.
dude.
But yeah, Sorry X, it was
it
a great interview. Sorry X. So.
Absolutely, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's one of
Alexa,
your currently one of your highest performing interviews on YouTube.
Yeah,
Go
actually.
check it out. Thumbnail right here.
Thumbnail right here. She's amazing. She's super awesome.
Hell yeah.
I want to see her live. I love her music, and the next step is seeing her live, because I've seen clips of her performing live, and she looks like she goes hard on stage. So
Absolutely, man.
yeah,
So do you see the Austin Kelly show evolving again soon? I mean, I know you're moving to California, so it's probably gonna have to evolve a little bit, and
well, yeah,
maybe do like a podcast studio up there or something like that. Or what do you?
exactly,
Nice.
exactly. So I'm visiting California at the end of January,
Right.
and I already have 3 scheduled podcast studio tours there for
Yeah,
when I
man.
visit. So yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. So I mean, I emailed Peerspace.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you heard of the website
Yeah,
Peerspace?
yeah, for sure.
So I've emailed like, or messaged them on there like 10 different studios, and I try to keep it close by so there's no unnecessary travel while I'm there, because I'm renting a
Yeah.
car there too. I'm flying there, renting a car there.
Right.
And I'm trying to keep it like all kind of like LA base. So there's 3 studios all in like LA County that I'm gonna check out. So I'm looking forward to it.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
what's up.
Yeah. So,
Getting
but
ahead of the
obviously,
curve, yeah.
I'll still be with AZ Pod Studio, because I'll be back and forth. So AZ Pod Studio, and then whatever studio I choose to do in LA, that'll be it there. So yeah.
So are you going to, or so I guess, do you pay like when you do the episodes? Is that kind of how it works? Or is it like at AZ Pod? Is it like,
So their payment system kind of changed like a couple times since I started. So when I first started there, how did it work when I first start there? It's a package. So I paid for a package, and I put a deposit down for the package.
okay.
And then after that, it was you pay once a month.
And then you get,
Yeah, and
Like
then you
how
could
many?
and then you could do as many interviews you want, like in that month.
oh, damn. So it's almost like a retainer type of deal.
In a sense, yeah. And they changed it up a bit, and now I pay like for each interview, since they also recently have an investor. So the payment process kind of changed ever since the new investor took took over.
Yeah, it's Tyler.
Tyler, yeah, Tyler, you're right. I love you, man.
Hey, man, no,
Yeah.
another Austin Kelly show guest.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Thumbnail right here.
You should have him on too. Yeah,
Dude, I'd love to. Yeah, now that I connected with you, I'll definitely have to reach out to him and follow him and all that stuff. And yeah, he'd be a great guest.
So right now it's like for each interview I pay for, and then
nice.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
That's cool, man. Yeah, I always wondered how that works because I just love the business model of that and like investing in a space to have other people basically pay the rent,
pretty much,
which is so dope.
Yeah, super
love
dope.
that.
Yeah, yeah. And Tyler, I mean, not to like put anything out there now, but Tyler told me like, hey, I'm looking into for a spot where we could host like more events, like more like show type events, like performances at this new spot that he's looking at. I'm like, dude, well, if you get that spot, and I'm like, I'm gonna pressure him to like get it because that'd be cool, because that'd be awesome to have like people perform there at the new spot. Because I told him like, bro, like I know artists that'd be down to like perform there and like even be your first performances there if you open this new place up. So yeah, and I'm like, I'm gonna pressure him. So
dude, that's sick. So he's looking for another investment.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and yeah, so hopefully it works out.
Dude, fuck yeah, dude. No, I love that he's involved with multiple things, and that's how you keep the money flowing.
That's how you keep the money flowing.
Yeah, dude. It's like you build these pools and they all fill each other up.
Yeah, and Tyler's super dope too. Like he loves to help out people that are coming up in the entrepreneurial world. Is that how you say it?
Entrepreneurial?
Yeah, entrepreneur. How come I cannot say that? You guys know what I'm trying to say. Entrepreneurial. Anyways, he tries to help people come up from small businesses or people that want to like invest in what they're doing and all that stuff. And he coaches them, and he does a lot. Helping small businesses out and people. He calls them the underdogs because the underdogs change the world.
Absolutely, man. For sure.
Yeah, he's dope, man. I love Tyler.
Yeah, to be someone that's established, putting on for the underdogs, I think that's a really important piece to those underdogs' story a lot of times. Because it's almost like people need someone to believe in them type deals.
Yeah.
So to have someone that's already kind of doing it and has been through a bunch of different businesses, I think that's key. So shout out to Tyler Uriah, man, for putting on for the underdogs, man.
Tyler Uriah Copenhagen Heath. I had to remember that.
Yeah, when I watched that interview, I was laughing my ass off when you said that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I think that was really smart of him to like almost make a like stage name for himself on accident, because he did it as like just don't want to like use my whole name, so I'm just gonna do Tyler Uriah, and it stuck.
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, it kind of worked out. It's kind of like an artist
in a sense,
where it's like an artist doesn't use their real name necessarily all the time.
The name flows too. The full name, Tyler Uriah Copenhagen Heath. The fact that I remember it, and I have a horrible memory, so
that's kind of one of those. It's like you don't forget.
You don't forget it. Yeah. Kind of like Lauren Case. She always, her last name Case. She's like, oh, briefcase, suitcase, nutcase. Yeah. And
Nice.
Today she like helped kind of co-host an episode. She came in like midway through the interview, and my friend Levi made her a logo called Just in Case, and we put that up on the screen.
Nice.
Yeah. And the whole point of that segment was she comes on and she's like, oh, just in case Austin missed any questions, or just in case like Austin, I get it, because her last name Case. So.
Yeah, she's been co-host on a few different episodes.
Today was, she didn't like do a full co-host episode today. She came on for her segment, and then she like finished off the interview. But yeah, this is her fourth one.
Okay,
yeah,
because she was on with Marcus
with a C.
I thought that was so funny that you put that as his,
I know,
like,
Marcus
his
with a
title,
C.
Marcus with a C.
I had to. I mean, yeah.
It's his Instagram handle.
Yeah. I mean, it sticks. So,
dude, fuck yeah. It's funny because he says that because did you guys talk about teammate Marcus at all?
I think a little bit.
But yeah, back in the day, he was teammate Marcus when I was producing with him, and it was spelled teammate Marcus with a K.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did say that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's funny because I had friends that that knew Marcus,
Hmm.
and when they talked to me about him, they would spell it with a K
Oh.
every time. And it's just because that's his artist name, so
Yeah.
they almost assume it's like, oh well, that's probably how he spells his name.
Yeah.
So that's why he says Marcus with a C,
Yeah.
which is so funny.
That's funny because I don't. When I hear the name Marcus, I don't think their name has a K in it. Though.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, it was just because of the teammate Marcus era where it's just like
Yeah.
if they knew him as teammate Marcus, they just assumed that his name was spelled with a K.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, so which is so funny. It's like, yeah, yeah, he used to be for a minute there. He was I'm pretty sure it was like Lord Marcus
Mm.
because our mutual friend Brandon, he was getting married or something like that. I believe this was the case. And Brandon has been a friend of that. Like he has a friend group that's like fucking 15 dudes. And that's like who is my first like real friend group out here. That was like those guys. Like I met all of those guys that are still friends with him today when I met Marcus. But anyways, Brandon, a few years back, he bought like a 1-by-1 plot of land in Scotland, I believe.
Oh,
for
shit.
every one of his bachelor party guys.
Yeah.
And or I think it was either bachelor party or like the wedding party type guys. And when you own a piece of land in Scotland, you are considered a lord.
Oh, I heard about something like that. Yeah. Okay.
So funny.
Lord Marcus.
So it was like he was like for a minute he was like had the Lord thing going on, which I thought
That
was
is
hilarious.
funny. Oh
He probably
my
got
God.
so many questions like, what do you think? What are you doing here?
Marcus is so funny. I
Dude,
love him.
one of my favorite dudes I've ever met.
Yeah, I think again, I would love to have him on again at some point too.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'm sure he'd be down, bro.
Who do you think will be your like first? Well, obviously probably Marcus, right? He's been on twice, but like besides him, who do you think would be
a repeat guest?
Oh, repeat guest. Your first repeat guest.
Probably Casey Waters.
Casey Waters. Oh,
He was
okay.
episode 1.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So probably Casey Waters or Malik Radford. He was an animator that I did over Zoom. So he's actually coming out here end of this month. He's gonna be here for a couple days, and he's gonna stay with me. So I was thinking about asking him to do like an in-person one, which might be fun.
Yeah.
To kind of like just do a part 2 in person.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna be here. You know, he doesn't ever come out. He lives in Virginia, so.
Oh shit.
Yes, and I met this dude over the internet, so it's like one of the only people that I've that I did over. He was the only one that I did over Zoom. So
Wow.
yeah,
No
so
FaceTime.
those guys. Yeah, no FaceTime.
It was so goofy when I did that.
Dude, funny story about that, dude. We started recording it, and then like I want to say 20 minutes in, I got a notification on the thing. It's like your recording is gonna stop in 10 minutes.
Oh really?
Because I was on the free one.
Oh,
I was like, no way, dude, no way. And then he's like, yeah, I'm getting the same thing on my side. So I quick had to like go on and like before the time ended, like pay for a fucking year of Zoom.
What the fuck?
Premium. It's like $100-something bucks. So it was like, that was my most expensive episode.
Wow.
I had to pay for it.
You know what? What was my most expensive episode? Because I always buy, I guess, drinks or whatever.
Oh, right.
What was my? Well, funny actually. So I always ask. This isn't an expensive one, but this was like a memorable one. I asked a guest, so, oh, hey, what do you want to drink? And this was like a noontime one. And I thought she was fucking with me. She said vodka cranberry. And I'm like, this interview's at noon.
She's like, yeah, I know.
Like if it was at nighttime, then it's like, yeah, sure, let's do it. But like I had to like make sure like you want vodka cranberry at noon? And she's like, yeah, why not? I'm like, she's serious. Okay. All right. We'll do it. This is the earliest I've ever drank hard liquor. So I mean,
hell yeah, dude.
Janine Hernandez, I'll call you up.
Yeah. I love that so much,
Janine
dude.
Hernandez.
Dude,
I made sure to not go too hard, but because I had to drive after that. But yeah.
Dude, that's so funny. I mean, it's kind of like a vodka vodka cranberry is kind of in that same realm of like it's a little bit more acceptable like as a day drink, like a screwdriver is vodka orange juice, and like people will have that, you know, like they would have a mimosa, they'll have a screwdriver in the morning or whatever. So it's like vodka cranberry. That's just so funny that it's just like it almost like are you sure?
Like, are you sure? It's noontime, and I'm not much of a drinker too, so that kind of caught me off guard. And well, I think it caught me off guard too because I wasn't expecting like an alcoholic drink was like far from my mind because it was noontime.
Right.
So that just caught me off guard. I'm like, all right, I guess we're gonna get this party started early today. So
I love that so much. Yeah, even with Marcus's episode, I thought that was kind of funny that he put you on to the Cali Cream and Big Blue Van thing.
Yeah.
He's been doing that for years, man. So
yeah. Get those blue balls creaming. There we go. I said that in the clip.
Dude, I love that. No, I remember one time I actually randomly I was with my roommates at the time and we went out to a spot called the Dog House.
It's in Santan.
There's a couple different dog houses around the valley, but there's one that we saw him in randomly. Like we went just by ourselves and him and his girlfriend were there.
Just there
chilling. It was like in Chandler or something like that. And we walk in and then Marcus is sitting there like, what's up? And we're like, what the fuck are you doing here? This is crazy.
That's funny.
And that was the first time that he showed me because they have both Big Blue Van and Cali Creamin' on tap. So it was the first time
so he mixed it.
So they actually suggested it to him. The bartender suggested that some people will do this mix and it's really good. You should try it. And then ever since then, he's been hooked. And he put me on that same exact time. He's like, yeah, dude, I'm drinking this Big Blue Van, Cali Creamin', try it out. Tried it. I was like, dude, this is like a blueberry muffin. It
tasted really good. Lauren co-hosted that one too, and she loved it too. She was vibing it.
No, it's so good because the Cali Creamin' is like sweet, but then like the Big Blue Van has that like still weedy, like that wheat ale kind of taste. So it's not too much. Like when you drink a Big Blue Van by itself, it's like you still feel like you're drinking a beer.
Yeah.
If you drink Cali Creamin' by itself, you feel like it's like a little too sweet sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's like when you mix the two, it almost kind of balances each other out. And it reminds me of back in the day, Jelly Belly. How he used to like take two jelly beans and pop them at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like this is like a buttered popcorn and a blueberry.
That's funny. I mean, it was really good though.
So good, dude.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. I mean, I wish I could have drank more, but you don't want to see me drunk. I haven't been drunk in a while, actually. It's been a minute.
Because when you do those, you only drink like 1 or 2 beers on the pod.
Yeah, I think the most I drank on the actual pod set was with Prime Society when Lauren hosted that one. The one in October, the second one we did. And I forgot what beer it was. It was like the name was like Devil something because it was like a Friday the 13th.
Okay.
You know, it was like near my birthday too. So I wanted to match, Friday the 13th and then my birthday, blah, blah, blah. What beer would match the vibe? So it was that type of beer. And then my friends, Malachi and Levi, they brought White Claws. And I'm like, fuck. So we're really going to go hard, huh? I didn't get drunk though. I got maybe a little tipsy, but not drunk. So
hell yeah, dude.
I shouldn't have drove though, but afterwards. Yeah. But
hey, you made it.
I made it. I was going to say something else after that. But yeah.
We're talking about beers and
beers.
mixing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So the only reason why I kind of took a step back from drinking, it's not like I used to drink a lot because I never really used to drink a lot.
Right.
But it turned out to be to where it was like maybe every other day. It was more of like just socially or whatever, I guess.
Yeah.
But on New Year's Eve 2 years ago, not this New Year's Eve, but the New Year's Eve before. So like 2022 going into 2023, that New Year's Eve, we went hard. Me, Malachi, and Levi, and we brought our friends over at our house. We went hard, and I got too drunk, threw up, spent New Year's Day just feeling horrible. It's like, I don't want to start my year feeling like this, and that's how I started my year in 2023. And I'm like, I don't like this feeling anymore. I don't want to get drunk anymore like that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of when I took a step back. I'll like drink occasionally, just like one drink, just, chilling, but I hate getting drunk like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of fun in the moment, but the effects aren't my friend.
Absolutely, man. For sure.
It comes out both ends like, ugh, like, 100%.
100%, dude. Yeah, especially when you go into it like not enough water, so you're dehydrated, or like you haven't eaten much that day, and those have always been my worst like hangovers. You know, where it's like I go into it like having had one meal a day, and it was like breakfast, you know, and then I'm
Yeah.
drinking heavily at night.
Shit.
Just sending it, you know, just like, man, that's such a bad idea.
When was the last time you actually got like shit faced, I guess?
And I guess I haven't got like blackout drunk in years.
Yeah.
But this is like, you know, back in the days when we were drinking heavily, like hard liquor with like,
Shit.
you know, like
Even just hearing hard liquor makes me like, ugh.
yeah, I mean, like, but back in the days, like when we were in the band, when I was in the band, rather, in like my early 20s, we would have like every weekend we would go out and we would pregame at Marcus's house. Back in the day, we used to call it the Lake House, and there was either 3 to 4 guys always living in that house, and
Oh God, I could, yeah.
and it was just kind of like a frat house kind of deal.
So it was that type of vibe, huh?
That type of vibe, and because we had such a large friend group. Tim, the other member of this modern, he would come through with a half gallon of Ciroc.
Jesus.
And then we'd finish the whole half gallon, and then we'd go out to Casey Moore's and then drink like fucking the things in the copper glasses with the ginger beer.
Yeah.
What is that called? Fucking
I think I know where. Yeah.
Moscow Mule.
Yeah.
So we would drink like Moscow Mules. So we were mixing, and like it was a lot. And yeah, there were times where I've actually got like piss drunk to a point where like I woke up in my own piss.
Dude, damn.
Like that was when I was down bad, you know, as like an early 20-year-old. But like I said, it's been years since I've been like that.
I've never been like that, but
dude. No, it's fucking experience.
yeah. I mean, I've kind of been in my own throw up, but like that's as far as it went.
Still, I mean, to be in your own
piss?
excrement at all, like piss, shit, or vomit, like that's when you know you went.
That's when you know you have a problem at that
Dude,
point. It's like, what?
Yeah, dude. No, so it's been a while since I did that. But last week when I recorded the, I think it was 2 weeks ago now. When I recorded that episode with Marcus. We were drinking tequila and passion fruit juice.
Ooh.
It was so good. And it was like...
That sounds dangerous, actually.
Dangerously good, dude. Because we had... When he got here, I was like, let's take a shot real quick before we start. So we took a shot. And then we made our drinks. And I put 1 shot in each drink. And then I was like, we need a little bit more just to like... Because it was a little too sweet. Because the passion fruit juice is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's put another half shot in. So we did like a shot and a half in each of our drinks. So it was like at that point we're 2.5 shots in, and then we refilled again, did another 1.5 shots. So then we're, what is that, 4 shots in.
This was all on the podcast?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So we drank like 2 cocktails plus a shot. So it was like 4 shots that we had taken mixed with like the passion fruit juice. And by the end of the episode, like halfway through, like we were both like kind of sauced. But it was a fun drunk where like, and tequila is one of the best that you can drink, like as far as like hangovers go.
Yeah.
Just because of the way that it's made, and also just like you always get less of a hangover when you're drinking like clears and like whites type of deal. So that was nice. It was like a Blanco tequila Terramano, shout out. But yeah, that was the last time that I got like drunk. But I never really drink. Like I don't really ever drink by myself. So I only do it socially. And
I feel like that would be fun though, getting tipsy on a podcast. So
it is, dude. Especially like starting it not very drunk, and then like
exactly, and
like
progressively.
by the end.
Actually, I take that back. When I had Malachi and Levi on my podcast, my friends,
the recent one that you guys did,
we had the little shooters,
nice.
like 99 apple shooters.
God.
And there was like a banana flavor.
Oh, the 99 bananas.
I know. So we had a 99 apple, 99 banana. Oh, I'll do the voice for them. 99 apple. Okay, so inside joke with us. But 99 apple, 99 banana, and different other flavors. We did the shooters right when the podcast started.
Hell yeah.
That was my first shot all year long.
Hell yeah, dude.
And that... I was feeling it for like 10 minutes straight.
Just like immediately.
Because usually when I do shots, I'm like in a kitchen near a sink, and I'm like kind of over the sink. I never throw up after doing shots or anything like that, but like I tend to kind of like gag, and I don't want to like, so, but there was no sink. I was like on the couch. I didn't want to, so I'm like, fuck, I had to keep this in. And it was a struggle. Even like literally just a one shot. Like one of our friends commented like, he's like, don't be a bitch, or he said something like that. He's like, suck it up, man. I forgot what he said.
It's like, bro, we're drinking 99 bananas right now. Like, bananas. You got this at Circle K, bro. Like,
and then we had, I forgot what beer we had too as like a chaser. It was like a citrus beer or something like that. So I got pretty, because I don't drink hardly at all. So I'm a lightweight now. So totally. I was feeling it.
Yeah, I mean, I love not drinking like all the time, because then when I do drink, it's like I get the effects of it and I can have a fun social time without having to take, 5 shots or even drink like a lot of beers. Like I can drink like a few like craft beers and be like chilling,
Oh yeah.
And it doesn't have to be fucking 12.5% type shit. Like some people get crazy
that
with
hurts
it.
My stomach, my inside just thinking about that.
Yeah, like I've had beers in the past where they're like aged in whiskey barrels and shit like that. And it's just like a fucking 10-12% beer. And it's like, it literally tastes like you're drinking beer with like vodka in it. Just like, come on, man. Like, this isn't even enjoyable.
That hurts me, man. Yeah. That hurts me thinking about it.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my God.
It's crazy. Yeah, but that was fun. So we're gonna do that once a month though. We're gonna do like one where we kind of have like a social time where it's like we're gonna do a different cocktail every time.
Yeah.
And
just you and Marcus.
Just
right?
me and Marcus. Yeah. So it'll be like the On Marcus series.
Oh yeah, that's right. The On Marcus.
Yeah. So it's funny. We came up with that name on the episode.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, we got to call it something. And I was like, and I actually just said it. Like it just kind of word vomited out of me. And I was like, you know what? I actually gotta like that. Like on Marcus, it kind of works.
I mean, it flows very well, actually.
Yeah, dude. So on Marcus, I'm
looking forward to seeing that next episode.
Yeah, we're doing we're filming another one next Tuesday. So that will be out I think second week of February.
Hey, you already got a whole schedule coming up, man.
Yeah,
I see the board over there, over this camera. I see it.
Yeah, we into quarter 2.
Yeah, I think my name's on there too, right?
It is. It is. Episode 31, baby. We made it, man.
We made it.
No, I love it, dude. It's I'm having a fun time with it, and I'm thankful that we were able to make this happen.
I know,
like,
yeah. You're very easy to talk to too. Your vibe is awesome. I want to say, hey, this man, he knows his shit. He loves what he does.
Thanks, bro. No, likewise. It's flowed so well, and I always put this timer over here to see like where we're at, and it's funny because like I always get to a point where it's just like, oh damn, it's been that long. Like it doesn't even.
And then
feel
we were
like
talking like maybe 20-30 minutes before recording. Yeah, so technically it's been what?
Like
what is
over
that?
an hour and a half.
Over an hour and a half. Yeah,
dude. No, it's so much fun, dude. I have only a few more things here.
Sure.
I wanted to touch on before we wrap up. So I was kind of on the fence whether or not to ask you this one here, because it's kind of like a deep one.
Sure.
But it's almost like
I'm not afraid of going deep.
Pause. Bro.
Pause. Blue machine. Don't want blue balls.
So the question was, like, what does it mean to you that having a podcast, you kind of have the power to influence other people, not only your guests, but an audience as well? And what does that mean to you to kind of have that platform and that power?
Wow. It means a lot because I don't know if this is going to answer your question or anything, but just my whole goal with like doing a podcast, being an on-air personality, whatever you want to call it, is to just make a difference in the world, whether whoever's listening to it, watching it, whatever, like if they get something out of the interview, that's my whole goal.
Yeah.
That's my whole goal. And if that happens, then hey, I've done my job. Yeah. So
love that.
If the viewers enjoy what they see the authenticity that I at least try to provide with me, my guests, and just the whole vibe of the studio, then that's pretty much it. Like, I just want to make a difference and just leave a lasting impact in some way through podcasting and with other further endeavors too, because I kind of want to expand more somehow. Like, I want to eventually do more of like a talk show styled format too. So
Like a live setting?
like a live setting, yeah. So anyways, yeah, just to make a difference and just leave a lasting impact in some way in this world. So
Absolutely, man. And
Yeah.
I just from like watching your episodes, it always seems like you already know these people. So the fact that you say like you met majority of these people like when
Yeah.
you did the interview, I think that says a lot about how easy how easy you are to talk to
Yeah.
for these guests that are coming on, and clearly you do it well, man. So
Mhm.
I love that you have the passion to just bring light to people that inspire you, and that's kind
Mhm.
of like the whole thing here to be able to shed light on people that inspire me that might inspire somebody else, and that's
Yeah.
kind of what what podcasting should be. It's like
Exactly,
if you're
yeah.
having guests on, it's like
Like, my whole goal too is just to be myself. Like, that's all I can be, is just be myself, because viewers will see they'll see kind of like right through you, like what I said earlier, like, oh, if you're just doing it for clout or whatever, like they'll see
absolutely
they'll know.
for
Yeah.
sure, man.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I asked that question, because it was like I was like, I don't know if I should go this deep.
No, I'm glad you asked it. And what's funny about that too is today when we filmed Sam from the format has such a cult following. It's amazing. Like, they haven't done music in 15 plus years.
Flex.
Yeah. And they announced a reunion show in 2020, and they sold out the reunion show tour. I mean, the reunion tour in 2020 sold out within minutes. So having Sam on my podcast was like kind of like my first, I don't know, celebrity-esque guest, I should
Right.
say.
Right.
And I will admit, I was very nervous. I was like really nervous. I was excited and nervous all at the same time, but all in a good way. And plus, the format's my favorite band. Like, I've listened to them for a long ass time, like growing up. And I just talked to him like a normal like person. Like, he obviously did the format, and he runs multiple other businesses. These shorts actually are Sam's merch company.
Oh shoot! Did he hook you up with those?
So I bought these through his Hello Merch website.
Oh, nice. So
So
he showed up and he showed up and you had those on already.
Yeah, he's like, oh, nice shorts. I'm like, yeah, man, I had to do it. And they do screen printing there at his Hello Merch building.
Very good.
And yeah, hello. And anyways, my whole point was because Lauren was watching it in the background before she came in, and after the interview ended, she like turned to me and she's like, you did a really good job. Like, you seem like you were just talking to him, like you guys were hanging out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, well, thanks, actually, because that was the whole plan. Like, just have a conversation. That's
For
pretty much
sure.
what it is.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when it flows naturally, it feels good too. So
Yeah.
it's cool that you don't have to force it.
Yeah. And then Sam, he's like kind of like a quieter guy, but he's super cool. He's super awesome. So, and he was obviously probably one of my favorite guests to have on. So yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. I mean, that's a big deal that you have him coming out soon, man.
Mhm.
Do you have any guests that are like on your list as like dream guests?
Getting someone from the format was a dream of mine, so it came true today.
Fuck yeah.
But besides that, I would love to interview the lead singer of the
Nate
format, Nate Roos. Fun, the format. God, well, Larry King was a dream guest that I wanted to have on, and Kobe was a dream guest that I wanted to have on. I know,
bro, you got to stop having dream guests.
Steve Nash, though, I would love Steve Nash.
Okay,
Steve Nash would be awesome.
Yeah,
actually, he came. Someone else interviewed him at that studio.
Really?
Yeah, AZ Pod Studio.
Oh.
A 12-year-old girl.
Whoa.
A 12-year-old girl. Martin told me, I forgot like what the girl like did and how she did it.
Is the pod online?
I don't think it's online yet.
Okay.
Yeah, but a 12-year-old girl interviewed him. And I'm like, wow, that's fucking awesome.
Dude, I mean, something I always tell people around me is we're one person away from everyone we've ever wanted to know. And I believe that to be true in my heart. It's like somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows Steve Nash.
Oh yeah.
So it's like,
and I could one of the first
you.
question I would ask Steve Nash is, "Hey man," or actually it wouldn't even be a question. I would just say, "Hey, I admire your posture, bro."
Yeah, first
His
thing,
posture.
first things first.
Let's admire your posture, man.
As we adjust our posture.
I know, as I'm like adjusting my posture. Yeah. No, like him and I were talking earlier, and it's just weird. Like I just admire his posture because I don't know. It's just a weird thing.
Dude. Yeah. Now that's all I'm gonna see. Like I said, just like just every time I look at Steve Nash, it's like, wow, yeah, he does have
like, because you know how some people have like a little like hunch neck. I kind of have one, so I'm trying to like fix that. But like he doesn't have anything.
Yeah.
He's just like a straight line. Yeah.
He did the work to make sure he didn't have a hunchback.
Yeah. So who's your dream guest?
I got a few, bro.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, a lot of them are people that I'm already connected to. But my homie Pat Harney is one of my first ones. I just hung out with him yesterday.
Ooh.
And we talked about we're probably going to do it in March. So it'll be around that time. Another one is homie Davon and Devin as well. I want to get Devin on. I think that's not something that's too far fetched. I know he doesn't really do public type of interviews type deals.
I haven't seen a lot of him doing public interviews. Yeah.
Right. So I think it would have to be something where it made sense both ways, you know, like it would have to be something that would actually move the needle for him probably.
Exactly.
But that's one. That's three right there.
Yeah.
And then I have like a whole list. There's a couple other people that I wanted to have on. There's what's his name? The guy that was Better Call Saul.
Oh,
why can't I think of his name?
Bryan Cranston?
No. That's Heisenberg. God damn. It's
Oh, I think I know. Okay, no, I know. Yeah, the name is slipping my mind too. I think I know who you're talking about. Did we have to Google this again?
Dude,
Do you want
I have him on. No, I have
it on your list already?
I have it on my list, which is yeah, dude. I fucking Bob Odenkirk.
Bob Odenkirk.
Damn. He's one of the people that I'd love to have on. And now that I have the list up, let's see who else I got on here. Fucking Troy Bond, stand-up comedian.
Oh yeah.
Mark Normand, stand-up comedian.
Mm-hmm.
Those are two of my my dream guests as well. Yeah, I guess I'll put it at that for now. But there's quite a bit of other people too that are like on this list that I just.
Would you ever have Ray Shremmerd on as your guest? I see like a little thing of Ray Shremmerd on there.
I don't know if they would be the right type of guest to have on here. But I'd like to meet him, but I don't know. I think it's there's certain types of people that like I want to bring on that I feel like would like, I don't know, see some sort of, I think they're too big.
Yeah.
I think they're too big. Like some of these guys, like they're big, but like Bob Odenkirk, he's like kind of like a low key guy. You know?
He does seem like a low key guy.
Yeah, where it's like even on the podcast that he does do, it's only with like close friends of his, and like they're all like, I don't know, minimal, and he's not out there looking to be on pod. So that would be one that like will probably never happen, but I would love for that to happen.
Hey, I mean, it could happen. The more you grow, man, anything's possible.
For sure. No, so once I get to a certain point where I have a little bit more leverage, I think I'll definitely start making these
and then maybe eventually you'll get that like real blue check mark too.
Hey, yeah, I'm not paying for that shit.
I ain't paying for that shit either. I think Cal said something about that. Oh wait, it was one of the newer Color 8 songs that they just came out with a new EP. Bought that blue check mark, gotta be shitting me, or something like that. He said something like that.
Dude, for real though, anybody that has a blue check that started in like March of 2023, I'm like, you pay for that shit, dog. Like, don't lie.
I would not pay for that.
Don't lie.
I mean, I could see the benefits of it because I feel like if you message like certain people, you're like on the top of their list or whatever if they see the blue check mark.
Yeah.
So I see the benefits of it, especially, I guess, if you're doing a business or whatever and you want to reach out to a certain niche and then they see your message. I get that.
Yeah, for sure.
But I feel like that would be the only benefit. But in general though, it's just yeah.
It's tough because I see that side, but
I see that side. Yeah.
At the same time, it's like if you have a blue check and you have 200 followers,
then it's like,
and you're following 3,000.
Yeah.
It's like even people that have blue checks that see your message, they might go to your profile and be like,
who's this person?
Who's
this person?
It might actually be a negative once they go to your profile because they'll be like, this guy's just fucking paying for this blue check just so he can get in my DMs. Like, I'm definitely not hitting him back now.
Yeah.
Like, that type of stuff.
I want to do it the right way. Like, if you ever see a blue check mark near my name, whether it's my podcast page or my actual personal page, just know I did it the right way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We were given that shit. Yeah,
just know.
Yeah.
If you know, you know. If you see it.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah.
I guess another real quick one that came to my mind, guest that I'd love to have on is Andrew Dawson. He's
yes.
Do you know who that is?
Andrew Dawson. Why does that name sound familiar?
So he's a mixing engineer, and he's worked on some of the most influential projects to me in my life. He mixed.
That sounds so familiar. Yeah, explain more. It sounds so familiar.
So he was one of Kanye West's main mixing engineers in the early days. So we're talking College Dropout, Graduation.
Oh my God. Whoa.
Dude, like those fucking.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, dude. So he was.
That's why I heard the name, because my friends, they follow Kanye too. And I probably heard the name.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that he was one of the ones doing the mixes on Stronger.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. And then he went on to do more projects with him, with Kanye.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then this dude also works with bands. He's based in Scottsdale.
Shit.
So, and
well, there you go.
I've reached out to him, and because I've been interacting with him for a long time on social media, and I even before I started doing the pod, I reached out to him to potentially like mix a song.
Ooh.
And it was one of those things where it's like, hey, like I have these songs I've been working on, like I just kind of want to do this on a level that's higher, because he works with like not super big artists still, just as like work,
right?
Because he has a studio in his house. But anyway, so I reached out, sent him a couple tracks. He looked at it but never responded to it. But once he looked at it, then it kind of put my DMs out of the request folder, which was cool. So then like when I messaged him about other stuff, like either like laughing at stuff or liking things, like he would interact, and like sometimes I would actually get messages back from him or whatever, like laughing or shit like that. So then when I started the pod, I messaged him and was like, told him the whole thing, like I'd love to have you on, and he looked at it, never got back to me. So that's one of those like, I'd love to have you on, Andrew Dawson, if you ever see this.
Damn, man.
Please.
Hey, that would be awesome.
No, dude, for sure. Especially since he's in Scottsdale. It's like,
I know, it's like, doable. Yeah. Super doable.
It's like, bro, you probably live 15 minutes from me.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I messaged Sam. He lives in Phoenix. I'm like, let's do it.
Yeah, man.
Let's do it. Yeah. You got to just, I mean, what's the worst they can say is, or not message back or say no. I mean,
right.
Yeah.
For sure, man. Yeah. And I think it was probably one of those things that it's almost like,
oh, damn.
Yeah, it just automatically cuts out after the 99. But he's probably like, this guy, like, it's not, like, I'm not a big podcast, so it's just like it doesn't necessarily make sense for him like at this point.
Yeah.
But once I got that over 10K, once I got,
and maybe once you have that blue check mark,
yeah, dude, I'll be able to have a little bit more leverage. So I'd love to see that though, and I'm sure that conversation would be insane.
Honestly, dude, I have a lot of dream guests too, almost too many to name off as well. Like I did mention Steve Nash, I mentioned. Dude, stone cold Steve Austin would be.
Oh man!
So I would love, before he gets older, I would love to do like the stone cold like beer clinking. You know how he does that?
Yeah.
Like, dude, that's like my dream, is to just cheers like hardcore beer with him.
Dude, fuck yeah! You got to show up with the 316 shirt on.
Yeah, my guests are all, like my dream guests are like all over the place, like from. Like in an entertainment standpoint, like music, yes, actors, like they're all over the place, or even like wrestling. Well, like music wise, man, Ashanti.
Damn, that's a deep cut.
Ashanti. Oh my God. 7 years old. That's when she was doing her thing around that time period. So like what, 20 years ago, 7 years old. Damn. Like even then I had a crush on her.
Dude.
Man. And that's a lot of the reasons why I have a crush on light skinned honeys. So,
Dude.
I know. Even at 7 years old, I'm like, damn. No, but she's super talented though too. I love her music. I sing her music all the time. So yeah,
dude, fuck yeah,
that's a dream.
Man, when I come on your pod, we'll have to talk more music because we didn't even really get into the music stuff too much, like on this one, and like what we used to listen to, influences in that world. Because I know you're heavily into musicians out here, and because of your love of music, So so we'll have to put a pin in that.
Like have a good topic in regards to music. Yes.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Whenever we make that happen, which we should do that whenever you're ready, we should schedule something.
Yes.
Dude.
Yeah. Like I'm going to have Jack on here soon. I got to message him. I told him sometime this month I would, and I haven't gotten back to him yet, but I'm going to get back to you, Jack.
Yes.
Yeah. And then, I told you about the whole Prime Society dilemma with what Martin did. I won't publicly say that, but but like he said like, hey, like I'll hook you up with some extra episodes if something bad happens to it. I'm like, okay,
perfect.
There we go.
Yeah. Wait, well, you got to get those boys back on. Just be like, I'm sorry, I gotta have you back on now.
Yeah, no, but I love music, and like the guests I have on, they're predominantly music artists, and they're. A lot of them are just awesome. They're amazing. It's so easy to connect with music artists.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. A lot of them are just so relatable.
Yeah.
Super relatable.
Yeah, very down to earth. I feel like a lot of musicians are, especially if they're not necessarily super big. Like a lot of the guys that you interview are like still on like somewhat of a local level. Even if they're like bigger in the local scene, they still have the humility of just friends.
And like in real quick too, like some of my good friends, I would like to call them my good friends, I've met doing the podcast. Cal, for example, Jay Reed, like all of Prime Society's dope, but like I'm really close with Jay Reed. And so like I would consider him one of my good friends. And Lauren Case, I met her through the podcast too, or at the Marquee Theater when I was doing interviews there. And like some of my closest friends I met doing this. So, and that's also another reason why I love it.
Yeah, dude, for sure, dude. It's just multi-level here as to why podcasting is the shit.
Yeah,
so
it's awesome.
I'm so glad that we were able to do this.
I know, I'm so glad. Cool. I'll have to have you on at our studio too at AZ Pod, and then you could even probably meet Tyler and Martin.
Yeah,
well, obviously Martin because he does all the shit, but and then if Tyler's roaming around, you'll meet him too.
Dude, for sure. Yeah, make the connection just all around and try to potentially get them on, dude.
Dude. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, you would love the spot too. It would be awesome to have you on. Hey, maybe if possible, we could do like a collaboration.
What? How so?
Like a collaboration podcast, like you and I doing like a co-host thing.
Oh
yeah,
at the pod studio,
wherever, whenever, possibly, maybe combine shows. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see if that makes sense. I don't know how we could work that, but yeah,
dude. On Austin Mars,
on Mars with us. I don't know how that would work.
on Austin Mars Kelly.
Yeah, somehow
the on Austin Mars Kelly show podcast.
Something. Yeah, that would be awesome. And maybe we could have Marcus, I don't know, as a guest.
Dude, that'd be kind of fun, dude. I don't know.
We would have to work the kinks out with that one, but yeah.
Yeah, hey, it's an idea. We could talk.
It's an idea.
We could talk about that when I come on the show.
Yeah, it would be an idea. Maybe we could do like a whole new different setting too with it. We'll see,
dude. On location somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the idea.
Yeah.
But to wrap up here a little bit, I kind of want to ask just last minute. Do you have any daily or weekly routines that you are in or that you recently started or anything like that kind of keep you on track either mentally or physically?
That's a good one. I like reading, or I like to at least read as much as I can. So that's something I try to do. I'm into biographies, like just learning about people's lives and how they became who they are today.
Yeah.
So just whenever I have time to kill, if I'm on the go, I always try to like bring a book with me. That way, like if I have time to kill, I'll just crack open that book and read as much as I can from that book. And
Physical
so
copies.
so that's a good one. Yeah, physical copies. So I try to do that. That's like a main one, just reading. I like to try to stay healthy too, so I'll gym. I think fitness is very important
Yeah,
for a healthy mind. So, oh my god, in the sauna, I love the sauna,
Okay.
dude. Like if I go in the sauna at the gym, like honestly, that's for me that's key because you're just in the sauna and you're just unwinding, man. That heat just like kind of just sweats all the shit off of you,
Yeah.
and it just gives you time to just unwind and just think, you know.
Yeah.
So like fitness and then reading uh and then honestly my job that I do with care providing for my special needs and autism clients, I honestly don't know where I'd be at in life without them, without
Wow.
that job. Cause like I said, some of my clients are like a second family. So without them, I honestly would be lost. I'll admit it. I would probably be lost without them. So yeah.
I mean, they're a big part of your life, especially since you've been with them for so long at this point.
For like 5-6 years. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a chunk. You know, some people don't stay at a job for 2 years, you know.
Yeah. Well, and then the
without
beauty
trying
with
to get
this job,
somewhere.
it's I get to kind of control my own schedule too. So that's easy. That's an
Yeah.
easy part to manage because that's what kept me doing this for a long time. I was like, oh, I could create my own schedule.
For sure. It's like you
Yeah.
love what you do, you love who you're working with, and it's flexible. Like that's
Yeah.
everything you want in a job.
And sometimes it doesn't even feel like I'm working because
Yeah.
I do different positions. Like real quick, I'll just go over the positions: respite, habilitation, and sometimes I'm with my other clients at their actual jobs.
Oh wow.
Yeah, 'cause sometimes they'll need assistance or making sure they're like doing okay at their jobs. So
What
those
kind of
are
jobs?
they're like higher functioning clients. So some of them will work at like a grocery store, like
Oh,
bagging and
okay,
stuff. So
okay.
but yeah, anyways, yeah, that's a large part of like what keeps me sane actually is
Yeah.
like working with my clients and then fitness and then reading books
Absolutely. I mean, that's
and then
it, man.
podcasting.
For sure, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's but all those things are things that you can do to have a healthy mind and body.
Yes.
And that's like you only got one, so you got to take care of yourself. So I'm happy to hear that, you know, you have practices in place that you
Mhm.
keep yourself on track, you keep yourself physically and mentally healthy. Yeah, because you need that, because if you didn't have that in check, it'd probably be a lot harder for you to have the energy or the confidence that you have when you go on
Right.
camera and when you're talking to people, and the energy that you bring
Yeah.
probably wouldn't be there unless you had all those other things
Oh, yeah.
in check.
I would be a completely different person without those things I mentioned, especially with my job. I'd be a different person.
Dude.
Oh, and my dog. I love my dog.
I love that. No,
Yeah.
actually that was another question that I had, because recently you posted like 10 years with your dog or something like that, like a 10 years post or some shit like
Oh,
that.
was that with my little Chihuahua?
Yeah.
She passed away recently.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so
Yeah,
sorry
she
to
passed
hear
away.
that.
She had heart disease.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like 2 or 3 months ago she passed away.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah. She was 12 years old. Yeah.
Dude, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I love my dogs.
Thanks for bringing it up. No, I'm kidding.
sorry.
I'm kidding.
I'm sorry. But I saw that picture of you. You almost did like a little like photo shoot kind of deal. It wasn't like a photo shoot, but there was like a couple, like a.
Was
like
it? Yeah, it was like kind of like this one, right? Oops, let me get rid of all those. Yeah, it was like this one, my screensaver, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh my god. I'll put the pictures right here.
Yeah. I could even send you that too, so you could like.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Dude, no,
So
yeah,
cute.
I love that you had you have close relationships with your pets, because
You have to.
yeah, they're like
Yeah.
little humans.
Yeah, like they rely on you for everything. Like I saw a study recently, like an article headline saying, your pets, your dogs, prioritize their owner's smell over anything else. So they prioritize you over anything else. Like they're your life. You're their
Their
world.
life,
You're
yeah.
their world. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Dude.
And I try to remember that too. Like if I get too busy, and it's like, yeah,
Yeah, that's why they get so stoked to see you.
I know.
It's
Yeah,
like, my favorite thing in the world is here.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? When I was living with my friends, I always try to make it a priority too to like go back and forth between our house, and my parents is like as much as I can, because it's weird. Like some people would say, how come you call them your dogs, but they don't live with you? Well, it's like
Right.
they're older and they've grown up in that house for their whole life, and I don't want to strip them away from that. Because so there was a couple times I had my other dog that's still with us, Roxy,
The 14-year-old.
yeah, she came over to our house and she was tweaking. She was tweaking. Like we put her in the backyard, and it's almost like she wanted to escape. It was like a new territory for her. So imagine,
Right.
yeah. So
All new smells,
all new
especially
smells.
being older like that.
She tried to dig under the fence and all that.
Oh
So,
no, that's scary.
but I mean, we took her on a walk after that, and then I took her back to her house,
Yeah,
to her
that's
house.
funny.
So, but
You're little mini humans, man.
and more importantly, I want to say, keep your dogs healthy with what you give them regarding food.
Yeah, dude.
That's
I've been on that motherfucking science diet for the past few years. Hills, shout out Hills.
Well, and then be careful. There's this chemical in not even just dog food, but in also people food. Like it's called BHT, or I think it's BHT or something like that. Apparently that chemical or that ingredient is like proven to like give cancer or to cause cancer. Want me to show you real quick?
Real quick, look it up.
Real quick. Well, I have it screenshotted already, so it's like not more than 10 seconds.
BHT.
BHT. That's how like serious I am about this health stuff with dogs. So right here. This is in a dog treat box at the store, BHA, BHT. And look at this.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's probably one of those things too where it's like a little bit like doesn't do too much, but if you feed them consistently with that shit for years.
Oh yeah, if like once whatever, as a treat, like whatever treats are given them and they have that ingredient, like once in a while, it probably won't do much or anything. But if
doing
it's
on
like their
consistent
diet
basis, yeah, for
if it's their
sure.
diet, yeah.
Hey, well,
Yeah.
BHA, BHT, look out for that.
Be
Don't
on the
feed it to your
lookout.
dogs.
Don't kill me, government.
Yeah, dude. Oh man. So to wrap up, one last question. New Year's resolutions, man. What do you got for us? What do you want to do in 2024 with the show? I know you're making a move soon, so that's a big deal.
So much.
yeah,
I want to do
so-
so much. It's hard to like choose one specific thing.
The main thing.
The main thing.
Yeah.
Honestly, just keep growing just as a person with my podcast, making more friends and connections, and just keep growing in those areas, honestly. And learning more about myself, because we're still young.
Yeah.
We're going to keep making mistakes. We're going to keep growing, learning from whatever we do. Just know myself too. The older I get, just know myself.
Yeah.
Learn from everything life throws at you. So
Yeah. Love that.
yeah, and that's pretty much it. And then obviously regarding more personal stuff, I guess, yeah, my heart is moving to California, but if there's opportunities here for me too, I'll still stay here. But my heart is California. So yeah,
Hell
podcast
yeah.
studios in California.
Hey man, well, it's like your journey is still getting started.
We're still young.
You know,
Yeah.
we're still young.
Yeah.
The podcast is only about a year old for you.
Oh,
So
yeah.
there's still so much growth that you can have happen.
Yeah.
And you've already grown so much in the past year. So I can't wait to see where you are next year. We'll have to
Yeah.
do another round 2 here. And
Yeah.
just like, you know,
Same thing with you. I look forward to seeing where you go
thank you, bro.
by the end of this year, all like just throughout,
For sure. I appreciate it, man. No,
Yeah.
it's an honor to have you on, especially like being your first interview, I guess. You know what I'm
Popping
saying?
my cherry, man.
Yeah, dude. I love it, dude. So thank you again for doing this. for
Yeah,
real.
what's funny too? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I feel like weird talking about myself because I don't like talking about myself. Like going into this, I was telling myself that.
Yeah.
And because for some reason, I just do not like talking about myself. It's nothing personal. It's just
yeah.
like,
That's a
but-
good trait.
But it's funny because at some point in my life, I also want to write a book about myself in my life. So it's like, okay.
But in like an interview format,
But
you're
then I
like,
guess
"But
in an
I always
interview
like
format."
being the interviewer, not the interviewee.
Yeah, exactly. So Yeah, but I loved it. It was a great time here. So
No, likewise, dude. I
Yeah.
had a great time. And my fellow Martians, please go follow Austin at The Austin Kelly Show on Instagram.
Yes.
And also follow him, or subscribe rather, on YouTube.
Soon to be on audio platforms as well. Very soon.
Okay.
Soon. Yes. Spotify, Apple, all that. Very soon. I'll let you guys know about that.
So follow him on Instagram and social, so that way you know when these are dropping on Spotify and all them, and when you know when they drop on YouTube, because he's still doing that. He has super high quality. Yeah, what were we gonna say?
Oh, it's just something about us getting naked. So, I mean,
yes, we did get naked on this show. So
yeah,
no, it was delicious. I finished that way too early. I wish I had a second one to drink.
There could be a joke thrown in there too. You finished too early, man. Come on.
God damn it.
I hate when that happens. Damn.
Hey,
it wasn't worth the STD that I got.
So,
Malachi and Levi, sorry, I had to throw that in there. They know what I'm talking about.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this was great. Fellow Martians, please go follow Austin. Also go follow him at Austin Kelly Host. Is that
My personal Instagram? Yeah.
Go follow his personal too. I'll put all the handles right here. So go
Leave
check
it
him
off
out.
on the STD comment, of course. Okay. All right.
And follow at On Mars Pod and Harry Mars _. And we will see you guys next time on Mars. Love you. Peace.
Peace.
Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in and watching this episode of the On Mars Pod, and for sticking around to the end, man. I really appreciate you guys. You are the real Martians. Like this video, comment below what your favorite part was, what was most inspiring to you. Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications here on future interviews coming out soon, and also follow us on Instagram at On Mars Pod. Love you guys so much. We will see you next time on Mars.
That's definitely something new.
You like it?
I like it. Let's see. Yeah, I like it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to fix my posture too.
Cool.
Yeah. There we go.
Hell yeah, dude.
I have a problem with like slouching, so I need to